Hello. Now, this will be one more video in a series of let's see how to use iCT1 videos from ISA Altanova. I'm going to show you how to use the CT Explorer. Now, the CT Explorer is a function which you will use if you don't have any nameplate. You don't know what's the secondary side, you do know which standard you want to use and which frequency you have, and you need to choose which tab you will be using. So for now, you can do CT Analyzer only on one tab. We don't know all this data, so what are we going to do is we're going to just press start, but before that let me show you, if you're not sure how to connect, you can always press this and see how the connection should be done. So I have connected it like this, the most extreme ones and the ones in the middle, and now I'll go back and I will press start. Of course it warns me, and now I click OK. So this test may last for a minute or two, because with this test we are executing a plethora of tests. Of course we are doing the ratio test. Apart from ratio test, we are also showing you the winding resistance, the excitation curve, where we will also measure the power of this CT, and all in all we will of course know what is the secondary side current. Is it 1 amp or 5 amp? Now, while the device is testing, there is not much for you to do. You can just wait. You do see some values here being generated, so we can just imagine what are the tests which are being executed. And since I see here flux evaluation in progress, I actually know that the test which is being done is the excitation curve test. So after this test, so we can also see that we are going down with the voltage. So this is definitely the excitation curve test. After the excitation curve test, iCT1 extracts a certain set of information which it uses later to do other tests like ratio test, winding resistance. So it's easier to select the ranges after having done the excitation curve test. So right now we're doing another test. Of course we see test in progress. The button here is red, so the LED now at a certain point it stops being red while it's doing the calculation, and this will be now the second test. Now we are generating again, which we can see the button is red, and I expect that in not so many seconds we will be done. Let's take a look once again. So this is the transformer, and this is the device. Also, let me just tell you that iCT1 can generate, standard version can generate up to 2 kilovolt, and the advanced version can test the CTs up to with an E point up to 30 kilovolts using the DC saturation method. I would also like to mention that it is a pretty useful, pretty easy to use device, and you see why it's easy to use, because now we got 5 amps here, what is what we expected, and then as I go here, I see that the ratio is actually not 2000 but 1998, which is pretty close. The burden is 14.6, the nominal was about 15, and the actual ratio is 39.595. If you've watched the previous videos on this topic, you will see that these are correct data. Winding resistance is 0.582 non-compensated, so this is also something what we've got, and the knee point is 857. Before we got 846, so there are 10 volt difference, which is very small. So long story short, pretty accurate results for an application which just requests from you to do correct connections. Once again, if you're not sure how to do them, you check here and press a button, wait, and you get the results. So we go back, and now I have this. So we've done the CT Explorer, and in the next video we're going to show you how to execute a test plan. Thank you for your attention.